जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनन्दन जय व्रजनरञ्जन जय यशोदनन्दन जय व्रजनरञ्जन यमुनातिरवनचारी जय कुञ्जविहारी जय कुञ्जविहारी यमुनातिरवनचारी जय कुञ्जविहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Krishna everyone. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, chapter number 3, verse number 1. So we'll read word by word. Shri Raja Uvacha, the king said, Parasya of the Supreme, Vishnu, Vishnu, Ishasya, the Lord, Mainam, for the possessors of great mystic power, Api, even, Mohinim, which is bewildering, Mayam, the illusory potency, Veditum, to understand, Ichhamaha, we desire, Bhagavantaha, my lords, Bruvantu, please tell this, Naha, to us. So let's recite the shloka. Shri Rajo Vacha Parasya Vishnor Ishasya Hinim Mayam Veditum Ichhamo Bhagvanto Bhruvantu Nah. Shri Rajo Vacha Parasya Vishnurishasya Mai Namapi Mohini Mayam Veditum Ichhamo Bhagvanto Bhruvantu Nah. One last time. Shri Rajo Vacha Parasya Vishnurishasya Mai Namapi Mohini Mayam Veditum Ichhamo Bhagavanto Bhruvantu Nah. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. King Nimi said, now we wish to learn about the illusory potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Vishnu, which bewilders even great mystics. My lords, please speak to us about this subject. Purport. According to Srila Sridhar Swami, in this chapter, various saintly sons of Rishabdev will speak about the illusory energy, Maya, the means for crossing it beyond, the characteristics of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the prescribed duties of human beings. The 48th verse of the previous chapter stated, Vishnur Mayam Idam Pashyan. A devotee of Krishna should see the entire universe to be the illusory potency of the Lord. Therefore, King Nimi is now pursuing this subject matter by requesting more detailed information from the saintly Yogendras. According to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the demigods, headed by Lord Brahma, and the human beings of the earth are all driven by their particular desires for material sense gratification. Thus, they all Thus they direct their senses towards research for material knowledge. The subtle celestial senses of the demigods and the gross senses of human beings are all busy in ascertaining the measurements of material sense objects. To understand fully the actual nature of Maya, the illusory potency which causes the conditioned souls to become averse to Krishna consciousness and surrender to bewildering material manifestations, King Nimi is inquiring from another of the 9 Yogendras, Shri Antariksha. We'll do some more prayers. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gauravaktivinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, first of all, seeking the blessings of all of you assembled here. The Bhakti Center, I see Janitai Prabhu there and all the other devotees here online. Please give me your blessings so that I can share something for our overall benefit, my benefit, and understanding Srimad Bhagavatam, increasing our love towards Sri Krishna as given to us by Srila Prabhupada. So, this particular shloka is the first shloka of this particular chapter, as we can see. And the title of this chapter is Liberation from the Illusory Energy. As soon as we become devotees and we are advancing a little bit, or we are, even if not advancing, we are around devotees, those devotees who are seasoned. We hear this word a lot. Prabhu, that's Maya. Prabhu, beware of Maya. And then while we read Prabhupada books, we also hear a lot about Maya. Prabhupada says that uh, I'm scared that my disciples are not scared of Maya. Or so many ways we actually use the word Maya. It's part of our jokes. It's part of serious conversations. It's part of like a lot of things we actually basically talk about. And uh, people who we don't see as devotees, we say, oh, they are in uh, Maya. Or the people who we see are great devotees, we say they are in Vishnu Maya. So this word Maya is everywhere actually. And in this particular shloka, this king Nimi is asking, as a continuation from previous chapter, more questions. And in this particular chapter, um, I think the four questions which were asked by King Nimi will be answered. So the first one will be the nature and activities of Maya. Then second is how to become free from Maya's grip. And then how the Lord is transcendental in this whole situation. And his situation is very unique. Um, and then the process of karma yoga, by which a person can become free from all material activities. That's pretty much the gist of this chapter, which if you read the introduction of this chapter, then you will actually see. But the question basically comes now, why King Nimi, who is having such interesting conversations, is asking that, please speak. He says, Shri Vishnu, he says, now we wish to learn about illusory potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Vishnu, which bewilders even great mystics. So King Nimi is saying that even great mystics are bewildered by Maya. And he's saying, my lords, please speak to us about this subject. Why do you guys think? What do you think, all of you? Why is King Nimi such an advanced soul? Is now in this particular situation asking that I want to know about Maya? Anyone online?
For our benefit?
Why will we benefit by knowing more about Maya?
So we can learn how to be free from Maya.
To be free from Maya. Okay. Pandika, your hand is raised.
Because in order to conquer one's enemy, one must know it really well.
Wow. Directly from the laws of war. Okay. To conquer the enemy, know your enemy well. Okay. So does it mean that we say that do not do intoxication, and we say in order for us to understand what intoxication is, we need to really get intoxicated, and then we will be away from it. Is that the spirit, or the spirit is different here?
Spirit is different. Very different. Like be
Okay.
aware, 10 feet aware.
Okay. Anyone else? Why would you be interested in learning about Maya? Let's say that. We are very nice answers actually, to how to conquer Maya, how to know about Maya, how to like be free from Maya. We talk a lot about Maya, but generally it's not to fully understand Maya. It's how to avoid Maya.
I would say, for me, I'd be interested to hear about more Maya, so that when I can identify it in myself, and when I'm not, when I'm fooling myself that I think I'm not in it, but I actually am.
Okay, thank you. That was very nice. Thank you for sharing that, Jamna Jain. So Maybe, let me share my screen with all of you. So I just made some slides. This was somehow I took this topic so that I just to feel, I'll be purified on by speaking on this topic. But then I realized that what I've gotten myself into. Can you see my screen, everyone? You can see my screen, right? Okay, perfect. So, okay, all of your answers are actually very correct. Let's again look at the purport, and then there are some slides which I would like us to quickly brush through as we have few minutes with us. So in the purport, Srila Sridhar Swami is being quoted and saying that this chapter, various saintly saints of Rishabh, will speak about Maya, means for crossing beyond it. So we'll understand Maya, the means to cross beyond it. So yes, it is implied that we need to understand something in order to basically overcome it. And then so on and so forth, things are there. Then there is another very important thing, which is like a revision for us, that a devotee of Krishna sees the entire universe to be the illusory potency of the Lord. So the whole world is basically Maya. So everything is basically Maya. The entire universe to be the illusory potency of the Lord. And now King Nimi is trying to ask more. So that's how it's a continuation. And now to understand more, we will basically see some slides. Let's see. So basically, King Nimi is asking this in order to, as you all said, become fully aware and then understand how to cross it. So it is same thing as, if we want to overcome a disease, we need to fully understand what that disease is. Then only we can really understand what can be the means to avoid that disease. And that's the spirit that King Nimi is basically asking this question. So we should understand that few reasons that why a spiritual seeker will understand the mechanics of illusion. One is to find a cure. Another is to basically avoid it. So cure is for oneself, also to avoid for oneself. But a devotee is more interested because a devotee is interested in saving other people as well. So devotees are interested in, so I understand Maya. How can I avoid it? How can I not get it? And how can I help others so that they are also saved and they also can navigate, as I have written in this slide, the complexities of Maya. So these are the various reasons that why basically a devotee is basically asking. So Maya word, ma, as described by our acharyas, is not, or ya, to be. So what basically which doesn't exist. That is what Maya is. And in our life, you can constantly see that there are things which are always changing. Change is like the only constant we see. And the other thing is, as devotees said, as acharyas have written in the previous shloka, that this whole world is actually Maya. So we are actually always in Maya. We are either inside Mahamaya or we are influenced by Vishnu Maya. Now, these are two types of Maya which we are talking here. But our focus today is on Mahamaya, like the material energy of the Lord. And Maya influences us in such a way that constantly changes things and also constantly changes us from within and without. So, for example, if we take the concept of happiness. So, in this particular slide, if you see, when there is a baby's concept of happiness or like basically the whole idea of everything which exists around baby is to put that in the mouth. So, food is basically the thing which can be put in the mouth. That can be anything. That can be a toy. That can be real food. That can be someone's hand. That can be anything. And that's what they are basically always pursuing. When they are little older, say they are toddlers or even beyond that, then they develop they are very curious. They want to see everything. They want to touch everything. And that is what they are actually seeking. That's what they are after. And when we are young adults, then we are on whatever is hip, whatever is cool. That's what is on our mind, and that's what we feel that maybe that is happiness. So we are always seeking something, and Maya is changing that particular frame of thing, that what we are seeking. For example, nowadays there is a trend of 6-7. So, the youngsters are going crazy to understand what is 6-7, and the adults are also scratching their head, what is 6-7? And still, people are not understanding what is 6-7. But these are like trends and fads which basically come and go. And as we become older, we here I've written that it's about if we talk in terms of food, then it's about what is digestible, what is nutritious, what is good for my body, and that is what we seek. But in terms of overall happiness, that can be where we feel loved, where we feel acknowledged, where we feel respected, more like the subtle things of life. When we are a little younger, that can be more about our success or our achievements. So it's always changing, and these expectations are always changing. And once you meet these expectations, we are thrown into a different reality, and then there are different expectations. And sometimes we are able to get those expectations, sometimes we are able to meet those expectations. And that basically gives us some kind of taste, and that becomes the driver for the next journey. And like that, we are always in this journey. And this journey is basically towards final satisfaction, towards final happiness. And Maya is that energy, is that force which is basically always changing. It's like the guy who is sitting at the back of the theater, who is basically operating the projector. It's changing new and newer situations in our life, and we are always engrossed in those situations. But is that it? Is that all to Maya? That whatever we see, everything is basically Maya? Is all this change is Maya? So this is all Maya, this whole confusion is Maya, all these things are Maya, but Maya is even more than that. So it is said by our acharyas that this waking world is kind of like a dream within a large dream. So, for example, if you are seeing a nightmare and then you wake up, your heart would be racing, you would be sweating, you might be like, you may feel that what you just saw was real. But was it real? It was not real, actually. It was a dream. Similarly, acharyas say even this particular world also, the waking world, is also like a dream within a dream. And why did we say that? Because we are not concerned with what the true reality is, what the true purpose of life is. What are we doing here? We're always just going behind this flickering. So, as I've written here, that each morning we are violently jerked from reality, the dream world, into another world which we call real. But our waking life is actually a kind of illusion. So the movie Matrix basically puts it also, inspired by our scriptures, that how even this world is also nothing less actually. We are just away from what the true reality is. And what is the true reality? True reality is to understand who we truly are, understand what is our true purpose of life, understand our connection with God, and also understand who is God, apart from so many other small, small details. So the Upanishads basically say that we should rise and wake up. So this is also a function of Maya to keep us in this dreamlike state that we are basically moving. And we also have to understand one particular point I wanted to mention, that as beginners in bhakti, many times we have this attitude towards Maya, that Maya is like an energy which is keeping us away from Krishna. But that is actually not fully true. Maya is not a competitor to Krishna. Maya is Krishna's energy. So when we say, Prabhu, be aware, beware from Maya, and this is Maya, that is Maya, the attitude is not that Maya is bad. The attitude is that I do not need Maya, I need Krishna in my life. I'm done with chasing the false things of life, but I want to be fully focused on what is true reality. And Maya is there to test us. The test is basically that are we really worthy or are we really ready to be in the shelter of the Supreme Lord? Do we really desire that? Maya is there to test our desires, to test our intentions, because ultimately we are in this world. What keeps us in this world is our desire. First is our identification, our ego, and the second thing is our desire. So if our desires are not in the right place, we will never be able to go past it. So Maya is something which basically reminds us, do we have desires or not? And whatever we see in our life, whatever is changing in our life is coming basically through those desires. So little more about Vishnu Maya. So basically, as we have read in the previous chapters of the Srimad Bhagavatam, that it is the Supreme Lord's divine glance that goes over this dormant material energy, Prakriti. So that is like how the cosmic manifestation, or I should say, of the material world basically begins. Then this Prakriti is basically agitated, and this Prakriti is basically consisting of these gunas, sattva, passion, and ignorance. So through this glance, the Lord basically impregnates this Prakriti. And we have seen this picture in, Vishnu is lying on the serpent bed, and he's looking towards Mother Nature, and how she is being impregnated by the glance. And we say that glance is Lord Shiva. Then as time passes by, this agitated energy, the Prakriti, which is now impregnated by all these living entities, they, after they are agitated, they are called as Mahatattva, which is basically the material substance of all the unmanifested energies of this universe. And then this Mahatattva basically gives rise to this word Ahankar. Now, this word Ahankar is the principle of false ego. It's manifesting. It's not individual false ego, but it is the cosmic principle of misidentification. This is the real seed. Think that I feel that us our desires. Even devotees, we feel that we always try to be. I'm your servant, Prabhu. I'm this. I'm that. But all the way towards, if you go to the core, the strong identification is still there, and that how can I remove this I and the circle of, but to Krishna's pleasure. And sometimes it's not easy. And when it is not easy, then we should really know that we are actually progressing, and we are really trying. That we are trying to come into like true ego, that is Krishna is the center and I'm revolving around Krishna. Then false ego, that I'm in the center, everything revolves around me. So again, the guna material modes basically build everything. So if you can see in this, so we have sattva guna and tamo guna. Because we don't have time, so I'll not go into detail and what is being manifested from them. But you can see that the 10 acquiring senses, 5 working senses, and the 5 sense objects are basically coming out of these gunas. And then all the elements are being manifested. So how much time we have? 7:49. So the main point here is, which I want to make, and I wanted to keep it very simple, although I don't know whether I did a good job or not, but we need to really understand that in this whole hustle bustle of life, where everything is changing and we are always thrown into something new, whether good or bad, whether we are riding the wave of happiness, or we are drowning in the miseries, ocean of misery, we need to understand that all this is there, yes, but at the same time, we should know what is the true reality. That we have got this human life. We do not know whether we will be human again in the next life or not. We need to be serious to make the best out of this bad deal and be fully focused in taking shelter of the Supreme Lord. That's like the core message. And there are few analogies basically given on how we can do that. So one of them is the fisherman. So how, there is a fisherman who is basically putting the net in water. There are few fishes which are basically this fisherman. So what is the idea? What do we? They are near the feet are basically saved, and the fishes which are away are basically caught. So devotees learn from this is that it's see Maya as the supreme energy of the Lord, seeking shelter of Maya, praying to Maya Devi that Maya Devi, please help me so that I can actually achieve the shelter of Krishna, being in their lotus feet as a servant. That basically will be. It's also another one is the spider's web, that in our scriptures, the Supreme Lord is basically considered or compared to like a spider who has basically woven this whole web of Maya. And the Lord can move very freely, as he say, Devi Isha Gunamai Mam Maya Duratya. He's the controller. So looking at the spider web is that how we can not basically be on the web, but be around the web, be around the Supreme Lord. So if I have to rephrase that, how we should connect everything, whatever we do, with Krishna. So say, for example, if we are attached to, say, money, we should see that how we can use that money in Krishna's service. Transforming our attachment to money to Krishna, the attachment towards Krishna. If we are interested in hearing all sorts of things which are happening in this world, but if we transform that sense of hearing towards hearing the glories of the Lord, then that's how we purify our sense of hearing. Same thing is about smell. If we smell flowers and fragrance offered to the Supreme Lord, we connected with Krishna. Then we come to the temple, we smell whatever is offered to the Lord. That's how we basically purify our smell. So whatever senses we have, whatever activities we do, we should find intelligent ways how we can basically connect it with Krishna. And that is a way to basically help us break these shackles us away from reality and away from the real truth into our own life. So with that being said, the last thing I would basically say is that there is a small story in Ramayana where Lord Ram, Sita and Lakshman, they are there in the forest, and um, one of their devotees basically brings some honey, and then Lord Ram basically sees at the same time that uh, there were a lot of honeybees who are basically going, and most of the honeybees are not able to travel straight. They are going all over, while one honeybee was going fully straight, and all the honeybees are actually following this honeybee. So honeybees, they live for around 4 to 6 weeks. They travel maybe 1,000 kilometers or say 600 miles, and they only every honeybee actually gets maybe say quarter spoon of honey or little less, and that's their life. And then ultimately what happens, somebody else takes the honey. So Srila Prabhupada says that whatever we do in this world, ultimately someone else will actually benefit with it. But then how do we know that how can we return home? We are doing what we are doing. So we need to find that one honeybee whose purpose is basically to take us home. And that special honeybee in our life is our guru. So if we can find that one guru, we can surrender to that one guru, then that guru will basically take us straight, because we are already very intoxicated with Maya, with the Shadvikar, greed, lust, and all those things. So we need to be rooted in the shelter of a bona fide guru. Then only we can actually cross over this web of Maya. So with that, I end my monologue. Thank you so much. And Anand Bihari Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Karuna Nimai Prabhu. Happy birthday once again. Wonderful class. Very profound, very sobering. Thank you. Perfect birthday message. Would anyone like to... Yes, Haribol, Karuna Nimai Prabhu ki jai. Would anyone like to ask a question? Bhava Bhakti Devi ki jai to you too, and Jani Tai.
Actually, it's birthday of Bhava Bhakti Devi too today. And Ramdavan Prabhu also.
Yeah, such auspicious day. Would anyone like to ask a question? I have a question. When we understand the nature of Maya, how this is all temporary, aren't we supposed to become sort of lighthearted as opposed to being serious and morbid? I'm gonna die. Aren't we supposed to kind of take it lightly when things aren't going our well and not get too excited when things aren't going our way? You just chill. Is that the mood of a devotee? Or is just recklessness?
Uh, well, whether you are serious or you are joking and then being funny, one should be just aware of reality. How we pursue it, it's our choice, it's our way. The idea is to Krishnaize everything. is to connect Krishna with everything. Now, whether we are light-hearted or heavy-hearted, we are sober people, grave people, or like funny people, it really doesn't matter. What matters is, are we sheltered under a guru? Are we reading scriptures? Are we Krishnizing our life? Are we connected with Krishna? That's the core thing, I would say.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you for rising above those designations. Yeah. The criteria is whether we are with Krishna or not.
I need to learn some jokes from you, Prabhu, so I can crack jokes while I talk.
Oh, I steal my jokes everywhere. I appropriate them.
Okay.
Okay, dear devotees, please step in. Janitai Prabhu is crawling in.
Hare Krishna, just wanted to wish Karuna Nimai a very happy birthday. Lovely to see you. What an amazing class. I wish there was more time. I felt like you were kind of rushing through.
Yeah, I should. I'm generally not a guy with slides, so that's why I'm generally one who basically walks through shlokas and verses. So I apologize that I rushed, but I hope that I. But yes, Prabhu, please.
I was going to ask, how did you create those slides? They were so good. Amazing. So attractive.
Yeah, this is the power of Rahu, Prabhu.
Okay. It was AI Maharaj.
Yes, this is the power of AI. But I have some tools. If you want, I can share with you. But yeah, you have to learn how to give a prompt, and then they basically helps you. Again, Krishnizing, the use of whatever we have in our life.
Yeah, that's amazing. Hey, very nice presentation, and yeah, I was appreciating it. Just wanted to kind of grab hold of so many.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Jamuna Jaya.
Very well. This too is just an appreciation. You and Baba Bhakti and John Baban probably are he's probably doing service. And thank you for showing us how we really should Krishnaize even the thing that can be so very egocentric, one's birthday, like that you're spending your time with us today. And thank you for reminding us. And really, I love the Raja Dvesha, in the Yoga Sutras from, yoga philosophy world. That's such a big thing that comes up in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. So thank you for putting so very clearly in the slide. It really makes it much more crystal clear for me. So Haribol and happy birthday.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
That's such a wonderful way to celebrate one's birthday, by giving class. See, Karuna Nimai Prabhu is here to serve. He is for real. He's here to give and share and inspire. Thank you, Prabhu, for your example. Dear devotees, please. Okay, we would like to request Dana Krishna's Radharani to say a few words, to share a reflection. Dana Krishna's Radharani.
Wow. I don't know if I have a really great reflection. I'm digesting all of that. That was like powerful. I mean, it's really what I needed to hear today. And I don't have anything really great to add to that because it was so good. Oh,
Well,
babe,
that was great. That was
fell.
perfect. Yeah. Karuna Nimai Prabhu speaks to our heart. He speaks what we need to hear. That this is all illusion. Everything is Krishna. Yeah, everything is Krishna. That's the message. Krishna is in his devotees, first and foremost. Right, Karuna Nimai Prabhu?
Yes, actually, so although everything is Maya, but at the same time, devotees take everything as
Jai
Krishna's.
Shiva Muralidhar Ki Jai.
Darshan, dear
Spotlight the
devotees,
darshan.
come to be seen by the Lord.
The slide.
Thank you.
The slideshow still on. Hare Krishna. Slideshow is still showing in the spotlight. Kandarpakoti kamaniya Jai Shri Shiva Gaur Chandra Bhagwan Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can obtain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus fountain. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord then after birth. From him ecstatic fervor emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. May your fame be spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter at your lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Temple Room Ki Jai. Stephanie, who's getting initiated, Ki Jai. Venu Madhuri Ki Jai. Janitai and Bhava Bhakti Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Afterglow. I have a quick reflection and maybe a follow-up question, Karuna Nimai Prabhu. You said that one should pray to Maya to become servant of Krishna. Never heard of it that way. Pray to Krishna to overcome Maya? Yes, but pray to Maya to attain Krishna? What is that?
Well, yeah, that is also one of the ways that devotees actually worship Maya Devi. If you go to Mayapur, there is this temple of Simantini Devi, because it is Simantadweep, Durga. Devotees worshipped of that form of Durga to get love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We also see in Bhagavatam how gopis did the Katyayani Vrat. So if you go to Vrindavan, there is a Shakti Peeth of Lord Katyayani. So they worship Katyayani to get Krishna as their husband. So we have to understand that this Maya Devi or Durga Devi, she is energy of the Lord. And she is the Adhishtatri of this world. She is the supreme most energy of this world, actually. All the demigods, everyone are based on her. while Krishna says that she acts under him. So in this material world, she is the main person. So if sometimes we feel that it's getting too much, we can always seek her shelter that, my dear Maya Devi, please be gentle with me. Please help me so that I can be nicely situated in Krishna's shelter. And that's a very standard established practice which devotees do. So
Thank you, Prabhu. Now I know. I'll try it. I'll try it. Thank you. Great class. How do you know all that? Have you internalized that?
I'll again say I'm just sharing what I've read Prabhupada actually to pray to Maya Devi also in one of his morning walks. So from Srila Prabhupada, from Nath Swami, from Indradumna Maharaj, from His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. I've heard many great souls and just trying and sharing a little bit whatever I've heard.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Okay, would anyone like to speak? Would anyone like to chant? Karen, Annabelle, Isaiah?
Hare Krishna. I would
Hold
love
on,
to
hold on.
share about Gaurachandra today. He's
Please.
showing his top knot. He's got the most exquisite turban with every color of the rainbow. It's just so beautiful. But he's got baby's breath, and he's showing the top knot of his hair. And he's also got baby's breath in his curls. And he's got these amazing earrings that look like little umbrellas hanging. And I guess he's protecting us from Maya Devi with his umbrella earrings. And this yeah, Bhava Bhakti, I don't know, she really entered Vrindavan today. Muralidhar is oh my goodness, he's dancing, and his garland is swinging towards Radharani and all his necklaces, and he's got his cow herding stick, and he's wearing this midnight blue. It's so beautiful. But then he's got all these bursting flowers on his garland and more in his turban. And it seems as though he's picked out a very fancy flute today. I'm not sure from my vision if there's an elephant on the end of his venu, but very beautiful. And he must be sending a message to his beloved Radha. And she's got an effulgence today, a golden effulgence around her head. And she's got her braid showing today with purple mums, and her garland has extra roses. And she's got a bouquet that's got many, many flowers. Maybe it's signifying the time she'd like to meet Krishna with the number of flowers she's got in her bouquet. And she's got sunflowers on her sari and stars on her veil. She's just exquisitely beautiful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, what's happening? I got distracted during darshan. See how terrible I am.
We're sitting comfortably in the silence.
What's that severe Akashvani, Karen? Did they chant?
No.
Okay, Karen, give him a knife and let him chant.
And what do you want?
He's got this terrifying chakra-like thing here.
Yeah, good. Okay, we're ready for you guys. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What is it doing?
Thank you very much. That was very sweet, sincere, and enthusiastic. Thank you. Thank you. Karuna Nimai Prabhu, happy birthday to you.
I love doing this.
Happy birthday, Jambavan. Happy birthday. All the devotees on Zoom and on YouTube, we love you. We need you.